Well, former podcaster Taxstone is serving a 35-year sentence for his involvement in an Irving Plaza shooting. Not stopping Taxstone from tweeting from behind bars. And the other day, man, he had some things to say about podcaster Joe Budden. Taxstone tweeted, "I'm going to give you a lesson in weak men with strong personalities. Joe Budden, for example, is a clear weak man. Only feels comfortable around stupid women or submissive friends. If you can't challenge Joe Budden mentally, you can't be his best friend. Anyone to challenge his Machiavellian ways can be amongst him. So if you see people hanging around Joe, just know they are pissed or as Mitch McConnell. Every time a man steps to Joe for something disrespectful, he says he folds like a lawn chair. Clear indication of bullying tactics that go wrong. Then he tries to clear it up with miscommunication." See, because when I speak to these dudes in private, they love me. Then on the podcast, it's always something negative to say, but only because I'm not around. I never knew some of these people had issues with me until 7 years of being away. But I'm pussy. I got jumped by nerds in the courtroom, outside the courtroom, then on podcasts. I don't even know what I did to these dudes. Putting up with ways you don't agree with is a form of Stockholm Syndrome. Ice and Ish somewhere crying to each other about Joe, but pulling up to the podcast together and smoke hookah in solidarity. That's from the desk of Taxstone on Joe Budden, who I believe is celebrating a birthday. I don't know exactly what the heck Taxstone has recently heard about himself on one of Joe's podcasts, but clear as day, something he's heard. Speaking of Joe Budden's podcast, listen, I'm not gonna disrespect anybody. Y'all know that's not my style, but I will definitely voice my own set of frustrations. Now, I don't keep up with a lot of the behind the scenes jargon that goes on with podcasts. As y'all can see, I got my own things going on, trying to build my brands up. But I do love that Joe Budden podcast. And over the years, I've told y'all about how much I think Joe Budden as a creator is incredible. It's the one podcast that I will listen to every week as much as I get a chance to listen to. And I know I got some supporters that tune in and tap in with that podcast as well. I got to be honest with you guys, though. I ain't been feeling the pod lately. And this is the first time you've pretty much ever heard me say something about that, because y'all know I love that Joe Budden podcast. But I have to be honest with you guys. I don't know what Taxstone's thing is, but I got a thing. I have not been feeling the vibe of the pod, and I'm kind of just trying to figure out, when did we get to this space? Man, this pod has become one of the bougiest things ever. One of the reasons why I fell in love with the podcast was I loved how Joe Budden gave it up. Pause. He was a very vulnerable dude that you don't really see a lot in the culture. And coming from hip hop, I thought it was dope to see some of the ways that Joe was giving it up. But man, this thing became a rich dude's pod. They're kind of like getting rid of the common customer, because it's become this rich bougie place where people kind of frown on other people that don't have as much as them. When did this podcast become so rich and bougie? Every time it feels like I tune in nowadays, they're podding about pods, which, as a guy that comes from the content creation space, a guy that literally has built his own from nothing, I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't like hearing stuff like that. I had to build mine from nothing. No cosigns, no nothing, right? Just straight grind and support of the people. I know how important it is and how you shouldn't take this for granted. Whatever it is, if you built it, you shouldn't take it for granted. And I don't like hearing people now try to tell everybody else how to build theirs and crapping on the Melissa Ford, the woman on the pod. I ain't been liking some of the stuff I've been seeing from that pod. And y'all know I love that Joe Budden pod. I don't know a lot of the inner stuff. I don't follow the dirt sheets and the Reddit and all that. I ain't in all that. But clearly some ain't right, because this then became a rich dude's pod. I don't know what Taxstone's got with Joe, but I got my own things, right? I just want my pod back to how I like to listen to my pod. Y'all let me know if y'all feeling the same way as your boy. I know I ain't coming out of thin air with that, and I know I'm not alone in that. I got a few friends that enjoy that pod, and we kind of all been like scratching our head like, what is this of late? The energy been off. I don't know if it's, some of the new co-hosts they got. I don't know. Time, love, and support is what your boy would never take for granted. Taxstone airs out Joe Budden. I have no earthly idea what Taxstone heard, but I have heard Joe speak about him on that pod in the past, so I won't be surprised if he said something about him. I'm out. What's up, everybody? It's yours truly. I'm the one and only. I'm your boy, Ferro. If you are enjoying the great quality content, make sure you put yourself in position to get more of your boy. For music news, updates, and commentary, make sure you're following and subscribe to me on Facebook and YouTube at itsmrtaliaferro. For basketball news, highlights, and commentary, make sure you're following and subscribe to me on Facebook and YouTube at Ferro. It's free 99 to you. It truly means the world to me. Let's run these numbers up. I appreciate the time, love, and support.